Hello, everyone. Just waiting for a couple of few more minutes so that everyone else can join us. We'll start around 2 minutes past 2. Hi. Yeah, we're not quite started yet, so maybe that's why you're not listening anything. Please wait for a few more minutes and then we'll start soon. Thank you. Hi, Tami. Nice to see you all here. Hi, Mandeep. Welcome to the webinar. We'll start pretty soon now. Just a couple of more people we're waiting for. Okay, let me just give a brief introduction about this webinar. So yes, we're getting some people on Facebook Live as well. If you've not been able to join on Zoom with us, you can view us in the Facebook Live on KAPS Consultancy page. So welcome to people from the Zoom webinar, from the Facebook Live. So good to have you all here. Yes, Alberto. Now, I think I'll just start with a brief introduction. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. To all the people from London, good afternoon. And to all the people from Nepal and India, good evening, I should say. We're organizing this exclusive webinar with our guest speaker from University of Greenwich, whom I'll introduce with you all very shortly. Before that, just let me briefly outline today's agenda. First, we'll have a very brief introduction about KAPS Consultancy and the team members. Then our guest speaker will present very valuable information about University of Greenwich, courses, fee, scholarship, and many more. And then at the end of the session, we'll have a question and answer session where you'll be able to ask any sort of questions that you have in your mind. So we request you to put your questions towards the end of the session so the entire webinar can go very smoothly. Okay, now about KAPS Consultancy. We are UK-based international recruitment agency established in 2012. And we can very proudly say that since last couple of 4 years, we've had 100% visa success rate. And we take no service charge, absolutely free for all the students. And we focus on the quality and service rather than the numbers or quantity of the students that I must include. And our company director, Mr. Pradeep Paudel sir, who is in the business tour in Nepal, so he's not able to join us, I guess, or he might be somewhere. I can't really see him, but he must be listening to us. And he has very excellent work experience in this field since 2012. He is a level 2 user of SMS, that is Sponsorship Management System. He is an immigration advisor, US OSIC level 1 and 2 trained person, and he personally prepares the students for all the credibility interview and also looks after the caste issue cases. And we have Swikriti Koirala with us. Swikriti, hi, says the Senior Business Development Manager at KAPS Consultancy, there says. And me, I'm working as a Business Development Manager since last couple of months. Okay, now, so finally, our guest speaker, Mr. Alberto Dimo. He is the International Recruitment Officer at University of Greenwich, I think for almost 4 years now. And he's our go-to person for like any application queries or any cases that we ever deal with University of Greenwich. So Alberto, we'd like to hear a little introduction about yourself, and then we move on to the main agenda today. So yeah, the floor is yours now.
Hello, Pratima. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be speaking to yourselves and your students. So I am an international recruitment officer working in the international office at the University of Greenwich, and I look after alongside my colleagues the sort of incoming students from Nepal, India, and many other countries around the world. We have students coming to us from over 130 countries, and we'll go over this briefly in my presentation. But we are a very highly international university, and we get many students from Nepal and from India, as well as many other parts of the world. So thanks again for having me today. It's a great pleasure. And if you'd like me to start with maybe a few bits of information about the university, I've got a quick video to show as well. And then at the end of that, I'm going to kick off with a few slides that will give you an introduction to the university. And then, of course, we will have a series of questions that I believe you're going to be asking me. And then we're going to take any more questions that come in from the audience. I'll be happy to answer those as well. So first things first, I'm going to share my screen. And actually, can you enable screen sharing for me, please, Pratima? I can see that it's disabled at the moment.
Yeah, just a moment. Can you say it now?
Oh yeah, I can now.
Yeah.
Bear
Okay.
with me while I find the video to share. Do let me know if you can hear the sound as well, because sometimes it does go wrong and it doesn't play automatically. So if you can't hear anything, just let me know and I'll try and reload it.
The University of Greenwich, a community with no limits. No limits on where you come from, and no limits on what you can do next. Greenwich is a place for minds to meet, ideas to spark, and new adventures to begin. A place where our surroundings inspire us to innovate and discover. Evolving our ideas, our ambitions, and the world. Every member of our community counts and makes our impact stronger. A global network delivering solutions. 250,000 undergraduates, postgraduates, tutors, researchers, alumni, and partners. Together, there are no limits on what we can achieve.
Perfect. So hopefully that will have given you a little flair of what we're like at the university. And then I'm going to now kick off with my presentation. Please do leave any questions that you have in the chat box, either here on Zoom or on Facebook, and then Pratima will keep an eye on those and put them over to me at the end of my slide share. Okay. Again, welcome everybody. So I'm just going to give you a couple of key facts about the University of Greenwich. I'm not sure how much you're familiar with the university itself, but we were founded in 1890. So we have more than 130 years of history behind us. And we offer courses across 400 subject areas at both undergraduate and postgraduate level, and also at PhD level too. All of our courses have over 150 accreditations, and we rank in the top 7% worldwide, according to the World University Rankings 2020. We have a total of 3 campuses, 2 of them based in London and 1 of them based in Kent. We have a really nice self-contained campus community that we're going to explore in a little while. And we have a total of 18,000 students study with us across the 3 campuses. We saw an £80 million investment across the 3 campuses in the last 5 to 7 years. So all of our facilities are very modern. And our fees are quite competitive compared to other universities in London. We'll cover this as well in slides further in. And we also offer really, really attractive placement opportunities in terms of work experience at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. So if you're looking to get some work experience as part of your course, regardless of whether you're studying a course, a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, then the University of Greenwich may be the perfect option for you. And as I mentioned, we are very diverse and we are very international with students from more than 130 countries coming to study with us every year. In terms of the subject areas, as you can see from this slide, we are quite varied. We offer courses in business, in engineering, in science, in architecture design, as well as animation. We have a really good school of design that offers a number of different programs within that field. Of course, creative arts, criminology, we do liberal arts as well. So there are a number of programs within those like international relations or history or English literature, English language. And we have computing programs as well. And all of these are both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. So I'm sure that you will find the perfect fit for your career aspirations. And so we have a total of 4 faculties. One is the business school with programs ranging from business management to marketing to accounting and finance to human resource management, advertising. So about 40 programs within the business school itself. And we also have the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and those 2 are based at the Greenwich campus. As you can see here, the Greenwich campus is home to the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the Business School. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Centre. You can see a picture of the campus in the top right corner over there. It's surrounded by history as well as many, many acres of Greenwich Park. And we are about 20 minutes from central London by DLR, which is the main sort of overground line that runs between the campus and central London. But there's many other forms of transportation available, including buses and trains as well that lead into central London. We invested heavily in this campus, multi-million-pound investments put into the Stockwell Street Library, which you can see on the right-hand side, as well as the Dreadnought building, which you can see 2 pictures of in the lower end of this slide. And we have world-class facilities and social spaces, and as well as many, many pubs, bars and restaurants available in the local area as well. So if you're going to study or apply to a business program or a program within the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences, this is where you will be based. The Avery Hill campus is the second campus that we have, and this is where you will be based if you study a program within education and health. It's got a really, really good campus university vibe. It's surrounded by green spaces. It's only 30 minutes from central London. So this campus is again in London, just like the Greenwich Maritime campus that I've just showed you. £40 million investment made here as well. Sports facilities, if you're into sports, you will be able to practice loads of them on this campus. And we have on-site facilities and accommodation. We will cover accommodation in more depth later on. If you're looking to live on campus with us, so take out accommodation with the university, of course, you can do that. And all of our accommodation options are on campus or a few minutes walking distance away. This campus offers a really relaxed and friendly atmosphere, and there's plenty of shops, pubs, restaurants in the local area here as well. The Medway campus is where you will be based if you study a program within the Faculty of Engineering and Science. It's a former Royal Navy base with a community of about 10,000 students coming from all over the world. 45 minutes from central London. You can get into London by train or also by taking the shuttle bus that is provided by the university for students and staff, which runs between the Greenwich campus and the Medway campus. It's got excellent study facilities, including the drill hall library with over 150,000 books and 400 computers, as well as 3,000 square meters of state-of-the-art labs, which you will be using extensively if you're studying a program within this faculty. As you can imagine, these programs are highly practical, so you'll be spending lots of time experimenting and conducting experiments in our labs. Amazing cafes and bars and an on-site gym and tennis courts available here as well. £4 million invested in our brand new student hub, as well as sports facilities that include the Medway Park and an Olympic standard running track, really a short distance away from campus. And we also have shopping and entertainment centres really close by as well. So just to give you an idea of the entry requirements, we have a dedicated web page which groups all the major countries that we get students study with us from. And you can see if you visit Greenwich in your country, if you simply Google, you will be able to then find your country and read more information about what we would ask from the qualifications that you would have. But for applicants from Nepal, we would ask for a +2 with a minimum grade of 65% plus English for entry onto an undergraduate program. And if you're looking to study a postgraduate programs instead, then we would need a 3 to 4 year bachelor's degree with a minimum grade of 65 for degree courses that ask for an equivalent of a 2-2 in the UK plus English, or a minimum grade of 80% for courses that ask for a 2-1. There's also a number of courses at undergraduate level that accept direct entry onto year 2 and year 3, although this is very much dependent on what the program is. But just for you to know, this may be an option available for the program that you may be interested in. In terms of English language, we ask that international students take an English language test before they can be considered for one of our programs. So English is one of the conditions that you will have to meet. We ask for a level of B2 to B2 plus. At some programs also require a level of C1 equivalent. So the majority of our undergraduate programs ask for an IELTS equivalent of 6.0 with a minimum 5.5 in each skill. However, our postgraduate programs, the majority of them actually ask for a 6.5. So please do consult with KAPS and let them know what the program that you're interested in studying is, and they will let you know what the English conditions are going to be that you will need to meet. But there's a number of different tests that we accept. Of course, we accept academic IELTS, we accept TOEFL, GCSEs and international GCSEs, Cambridge, International Baccalaureate, functional skills, English if you're based in the UK, and Pearson and Versant as well. And as I mentioned, accommodation is available across all of our 3 campuses. We provide around 2,400 places to students, and we guarantee accommodation to all of our first year students, particularly if they're coming from overseas, and if they're applying by the deadline, which I believe it's at some point towards the end of June. So if you are looking to join this year and you haven't yet applied for accommodation, but you do have an offer, all you'll have to do is accept your offer, and that will give you access to the accommodation booking platform, and you can start booking your accommodation from there. So as I mentioned, all of our accommodation is within walking distance of the main buildings of each campus, so it's really, really close. And the amenities include an on-site gym, cafe, laundry services, as well as social spaces, of course. The average cost per month is around £600, and that includes rent, of course, but also bills, Wi-Fi, and 24/7 security and insurance. So to find more information about all the different options that we have available, please do check out the accommodation pages of our website. In terms of the fees for 2023 September entry as well as January 2023, we will be charging £15,100 per year for undergraduate programs, and between 15,100 and 18,500 for postgraduate programs, depending on what the program is. We have international scholarships available as well. All that you'll have to have is an offer to study with us. So that is really the only condition. It's not merit-based. All you will need to do is to apply and obtain an offer to study with us to make yourself eligible to apply for the International Scholarship Award, which could grant you a total of up to £3,000 for undergraduate programs and up to £1,500 for postgraduate programs. To bear in mind also that the scholarship is not available for all postgraduate programs, particularly if you have an offer on one of our postgraduate programs with industrial practice, so a program that includes a year work placement. So it's best to consult with KAPS if you have an offer on those and you're looking to get some scholarship. Please do speak to them to see if you're eligible. And if you recognize, if you think that you've seen the campus before, then I'm not surprised. Essentially, Hollywood does love coming to Greenwich to produce their films. Essentially, movie makers do love the campus, and they come to us quite often, quite regularly. So here listed, you can see just a few examples of what films have been shot on the premises. Anything from Cinderella to Kingsman to Thor and the Avengers, Les Miserables, Skyfall, 007, Pirates of the Caribbean, and this is just a few examples. The list is so much more extensive than this. So that is really a really brief introduction to the university. If you are keen on learning more, please do come and join us on the 25th of June. We have an open day which will be running in person as well as virtually. So please do register yourself for a place, and you'll be able to join us from your computer from Nepal or India or wherever you're based, and get all of your questions answered. You'll be able to attend talks virtually, speak to the faculty, speak to other students, speak to support services, and get all of your doubts clarified. You can see there the email address for the international office. That's the best contact to use to get in touch with us if you have any concerns or any questions. I also recommend that you work really closely with KAPS. They are an excellent education consultancy, and they work really closely with the University of Greenwich. They will be able to guide you through the whole application process. So if you are looking to make an application to us, please do refer to KAPS, and we'll be more than happy to help you. So that's it from me. I believe that now Pratima has a number of questions that she'd like to put to me, and of course I'll be happy to answer those. And any more that have come in, we'll go over those too. So Pratima, over to you.
Thank you so much, Alberto. That was very helpful piece of information. And I must say, when you saw the video first, I really got goosebumps, you know, because me myself, I'm a student at University of Greenwich, and I'm studying MBA in international business, and I'm on my second year. It's my placement year, actually. And I also want to add something over what you said, as a perception of a student myself. So I came to London during COVID peak time. It was peak time. I came on January 2021, and I had to study one whole term online, and I was really concerned. I really had that doubt if the online study is going to be as useful, as helpful as studying face-to-face on campus. But when I joined the online sessions and the teaching materials, everything was so systematic. We used to attend the tutorials by our tutors, and then those tutorials were recorded, uploaded on the Moodle with additional like learning materials and the journals, articles, and regarding library as well, they provided 100% training on how to use the library materials, books through the library itself, or e-learning, ebook, and online resources. And talking about library, University of Greenwich has an amazing library. You can go there and then sit personally. You have like different kind of spaces there. You can sit on your own just by yourself, or you can go to the study group study table and you can join your friends. You can have lunch on your like little red couch. There's a red couch actually. It's very sophisticated, very cozy. So you can sit there, watch the learning materials and eat and just study there, have your own, time on the library itself. So you've almost covered everything regarding the course, regarding the fee and everything. I want to include three more factors that I love the most in University of Greenwich. During my like 1.5 years at the university, I must say that these three factors like have really lifted my, personal development or my career development to kind of another level. So first one, the university has, different committees and different groups under the university. It's like small offices that looks after the students on several bases. The first one is BSEO. It's Business School of Employability Office. So what they do is they help you with your like writing your CV, writing your cover letter, making your personal branding on LinkedIn. It's, let's say there's like, these are all general information or knowledge you can get online or even on YouTube. Yes. But what they do is, suppose I want to apply for a very wonderful position in a very reputed company, let's say JP Morgan in UK, let's say Amazon. So what they do is, if I book one-to-one consulting with the university, they help me to write the CV, cover letter, and everything based on the specific position of the specific company. Like that's like a dream, for a student, international student who don't know what they are going to do, how to apply for the job and anything else. And next one, they prepare for the assessment centers, they prepare for the job interviews. And they also conduct several networking events where they put together several companies, reputed companies in the UK in the same place, and invite the students over to meet them personally, stay in contact with them so that, when they go to the placement year or when they go to the working graduate scheme, when they need the graduate scheme work, so they can have direct connections with the companies. And another one, the second one is career mentoring. So that's like, there is a career mentoring team who I need to get enrolled in the team. They provide me a personal tutor with a very professional background in a very professional industry. I'm so like proud and happy and excited to announce that currently my personal mentor is the vice president of JP Morgan. I get to have one-to-one meeting with him in a 15 days, once in a 15 days basis. And he guides me with my soft skills, presentation, speaking, communication, written, verbal, anything, and also with my career development. He guides me, gives me suggestions on how to build my, professional ethics, professional networking, and whatever, like everything. That's an amazing opportunity that the university provides to the students, be it both undergraduate or the postgraduate students. And the last one I would say is GSU, that's Greenwich Student Unions. They organize lots and lots of events. It's uncountable. You can go for one event each day and you will not get done with. So they organize the sports, basketball, volleyball, cricket, whatever there is. And they run several well-being and mental health awareness programs as well. They do the yoga things, one-to-one counseling and like cookery, and they are very inclusive about the races, the gender and everything. So they run programs for LGBTQ and regarding races. So they're very inclusive, and very fun, it's a fun group. So being a student at Greenwich gives you all these advantages to be with one of these groups or all the groups. There's no like options or anything. You can go into any of them. So that's the main factor that I love about University of Greenwich.
That's great. I mean, it's really fantastic to hear that you had a lovely experience. And
I did. Yeah.
The students that are watching are surely grateful to hear firsthand from a current student at the university. So I'm really, really glad you're here. And yeah, I mean, as you've mentioned, we do work really proudly with companies across London and the southeast of England to make those work opportunities available to our students, and we really take employability at heart. So we help students to boost their career and their employability skills. So as I mentioned previously, a lot of our programs do offer placement opportunities. Maybe that's something that you're looking for, and I, Pratima couldn't put it any better. She really explained it really well. So yeah, employability is something that we really work hard for. And the social aspect of student life at Greenwich is also really good and has a lot to offer. So thank you very much for your insight, Pratima.
Yeah, thank you for appreciating that. Actually, it was your time, but I took few of your minutes. So now shall we go to the question and answer session then?
Yeah, can do. Perfect.
Yeah? Okay, there have been a lot of questions regarding Duolingo. Does the University of Greenwich accept Duolingo or not?
We do not, I'm afraid.
We do not.
No.
Okay, so there's next questions in the Zoom itself. I'm doing my MBS in finance. How can I apply for PhD after MBS?
So you will need to put an application in. You will need to contact the faculty directly, and I'm going to see if I can find the relevant link for you to do that. If you bear with me one moment.
Yeah, meanwhile, if any of you have any questions, please put it on the chat. You can put it on the chat on the Zoom or via Facebook Live. We'll be happy to answer, especially Alberto will be there to answer all your queries. So please don't hesitate to ask the questions.
Okay, so Pratima, can you just clarify whether this question came from Zoom or from Facebook, so I know where to post the link?
It came from Zoom, actually.
Okay, great. So I'm going to put it there in the chat. That's the link to use to get in touch with the faculty. That's the first step that you'll have to take. Contact the admissions team for the business school with your proposal and what your area of research is. And they will look at that and they will see if there's an academic that can support you alongside your project, and they will let you know what the next steps are. So that's the first action for you to take to be able to apply for a PhD.
Hope that is clear. So the next questions is, what is the English requirement for Bangladeshi student for postgraduate programs?
So we will need it depends on what the program is. We will need an IELTS of 6 for most of our undergraduate programs, and 6.5 for the majority of our postgraduate program, or any other English qualification that we accept. And KAPS will be able to tell you if you get in touch with them at the end of this seminar. They can look at your qualification. They will be able to tell you what English test you will be required to take.
Okay. And next question is about the scholarship. Can you please explain the scholarship offered by UOZ? But I would like to, add few questions that we got offline or in the, inbox on KAPS regarding the fee and scholarship. So, can you please explain the scholarships offered by UOZ? Does UOZ offer scholarship for second and third year too, or just for the first year?
So I covered the scholarships briefly in the presentation. So just to clarify, the International Scholarship Award is the only opportunity in terms of funding for international students can apply for. And it's only available for the first year. So it's available for both undergraduate and postgraduate applicants. However, for undergraduate, it will only be available for the first year. So any scholarship that you are awarded will be deducted from the tuition fees of the first year only.
And is there any factor how you determine the scholarship, like on what basis? Is there anything?
So it's not merit based, and the students will have to be holding an offer, and then once they do, they can go online and apply. The application form consists in a couple of questions that the students will need to submit an answer to. And then depending on the quality of their answers, we will meet on a regular basis. There's a panel that meets on a regular basis to assign scholarships, and depending on how well you did, you could get from a minimum of £500 to a maximum of £3,000 for undergraduate study.
So adding on to this fee, what is the initial deposit amount? So the student pay all the fee before enrollment, or is there like installment facility?
So the deposit required to be able to move to KAPS stage is £3,000. So the pre-registration is £3,000, and that amount will need to be paid to be able to get a KAPS and apply for the visa. And then we offer a sort of an installment plan, which consists of 2 separate payments. 50% of the remaining fees to be paid at registration stage in September, if any of you are joining in September or looking to join in September, and then the remaining 50% to be paid at the beginning of term 2, which is in January.
Okay, thank you. That was very helpful. Let's take from a few questions from the Facebook Live. What happens if I want to change my subject course once I'm admitted?
So it really depends on when you make this request. If you've just received an offer and you want to change course, you will need to let KAPS know, because we will need to consult with the faculty to see if you can change over. If you want to change after KAPS has been issued to you, or even worse, after the visa has been issued to you, that won't be possible, I'm afraid. So I would recommend that you think really carefully about what you want to study, because after a certain point, you won't be able to make changes or switch programs.
Okay. The next question would be about the academic requirements. So they want to know the minimum academic requirement for MBA finance. I think you already covered that already, but is there any like specific requirement for the finance?
So for the MBA finance, I believe that we will be asking, it depends on where the student is from.
Nepal.
Okay, so we would be asking for a minimum of, let me double check that for you. Bear with me one moment. Okay, so we would ask for a 4-year bachelor's degree with a minimum grade of 65%, which is equivalent to a 2-2 for the UK, plus English language, of course.
Okay, I hope that's clear. Who is asking? Mr. Sandesh Khadka. And again, some students are asking about the scholarships offered by UOZ. He's already explained that before. So please contact to us regarding the scholarship issues, because he has already explained it like twice. So we're not taking that questions for now.
What I'm going to link the page to the International Scholarship Award on our website, and students can take a look at that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, next question would be about the course. Will the university offer pre-sessional courses with long study periods for undergrad or postgrad students?
So we offer placement opportunities at undergraduate level. So the standard duration for an undergraduate degree is 3 years in the UK. And lots of our programs actually offer a sandwich year, which is a year of placement. So that would make your degree 4 years long. And for postgraduate programs, they are normally 1 year long, but we have quite a number of programs that offer a year of industrial practice, mainly within business. We have MBA programs that are 2 years in duration. And we also have quite an extensive number of science and engineering programs that offer a year of industrial practice, and those are also 2 years. So yeah, the maximum duration you can take if you're studying a postgraduate is 2 years. Also to bear in mind that you will be eligible for the graduate route visa, which essentially is offered to students who graduate from a UK degree. They will be able to remain in the UK for an additional 2 years and working full-time if they choose to do so. They can apply at the end of their degree, granted that they've successfully completed it, and they can get the graduate route visa to remain in the UK for an additional 2 years. if you got questions about this, please do get in touch with KAPS because this is an excellent opportunity for international students who sort of are looking to get some work experience in the UK.
Thank you for that. And while we are on the subject of internship and job, we've got a few questions regarding the internship, like securing the internship as well. The question says, could you please explain how internship works for postgraduate and undergrads? Is it during the year 1 or year 2? Will the university help the students to find a workplace in the internship or PSW route or a starter visa? So I just generalized everything in one question so that it would be easier for you to explain.
So if you're joining a program at the university that includes a year industrial practice, then the placement will be taken in your second year. So the first year will be a year of academic study, and then the second year will be a year of work, essentially. The placements are not guaranteed. We help the students find training, and we help them find the placements. But essentially the students will have to put the work in themselves as well. It's not handed over to them. So it takes a lot of working with the faculties and with the employability office to be able to identify those opportunities and secure them. And Pratima, I'm sure you will have something to say about this as well, because you've been through the process.
Yeah.
But yeah, and essentially, if you are then looking to get a job on a graduate route visa at the end of your studies, the employability team can help you with that as well, and they can help you secure a startup. They can help you with the steps required to secure a startup visa too. So it's quite an extensive service that we provide and we offer within the employability office, and there's one within every faculty, by the way. I know that Pratima earlier mentioned the BCA, or the Business School Employability Office.
Yeah.
But that's just for the business school, but there's other teams and there's other offices that take care of the employability side of things for students in other faculties too.
Yeah, adding on to what you just said, I would suggest every student to participate in as many programs as possible. The university provides, organizes so many events, webinars, seminars, guest speakers. So please do attend as many programs as possible. Go to the networking events, meet the people, send your CV, send your cover letter with the employability office team, so that when you come to your placement year or graduate scheme year, it would be easier for you yourself. So do engage with the university. That's what I would like to say. And okay, there's some questions regarding the study gap.
Yep.
And does Greenwich accept the students with the study gap? If yes, how many years of maximum or minimum gap is accepted for undergraduate and postgraduate students from Nepal and India?
So for Nepal, we are able to accept a maximum of 1 year between the completion of high school and the beginning of undergraduate study. Whereas the maximum period for postgraduate study is 5 years, with the exception of MBA programs. And for those, the maximum gap allowed is 3 years. And that is for Nepal. And for India, the gap between high school and undergraduate is between 2 years and 1 year, depending on where the applicant is applying from. And a maximum of 5 years again for PG, but 3 years for the MBA programs.
So if the student has any special circumstances of having excellent work experiences, how about that?
We would need to look at that on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
So if this applies to any of you, I would recommend that you get in touch with KAPS Consultancy so they get in touch with us and they confirm with us before they make an application. So yeah, if there's any cases like that, please do send them over to either myself or my colleagues, and we will let you know whether we would accept an application or not.
Yeah, so please, if you have any special cases that you want to discuss, you can consult with us, our Facebook page or Gmail, anything. But for now, I'm just taking the questions to make you feel like you're not left out or anything. So,
Perfect.
okay. So what is the difference between UKVI IELTS and IELTS by IDP and British Council?
So there's no difference. They are just different providers. You can take an IELTS with IDP or the British Council as long as they are UKVI approved. Then there's no difference. It needs to be academic, of course.
Okay. And does university classes combine home and international students or put the international students separately?
Of course they don't. No. We put all students together, regardless of where they're from.
Yeah, that sounds good coming from you, you know. Otherwise, I would have answered that. But anyway,
And you can
okay.
confirm that, I imagine, right? It's Pratima.
Yeah. So does uni have any alternatives for the students with low English test marks or low academics marks? Does the university takes its own English test too? Because some students claim that they have seen some consultancies promoting that the university takes students without IELTS or any English test. So is that true?
That is not true. So we would ask for an English test from all applicants from Nepal. If, however, you're applying from India, we would be able to accept the English mark that you received in your standard 12. And so if you received a minimum of 70% in English language in your standard 12, then we will be able to waive the English requirements. For Nepal, however, we will need to have an English test of some form, so either IELTS or any other tests that we accept. And we do have our own English language test that students can take. It's administered by our partner, Oxford International, and you can find details on how to book this on our website.
Yeah, okay, I'll maybe check the website and pass it on to the students as well. That will be very helpful for them. Okay. One question regarding the ranking of the university. So could you tell us something about the ranking of university? And does the ranking of university add any value in obtaining a good job in UK?
So we rank in the top 7% worldwide, according to the World University Ranking. And it really doesn't, because it's a lot to do with how hard you work, essentially. It's not only really about studying and getting good marks. It's also about the extracurricular activities that you do, how exposed you get, essentially how much out there you get, how well you network with employers, how sort of how well you take advantage of the opportunities that are available. So it's really it's not really ranking is not really relevant. Employers do look for students that have something that they can add outside of their degree and their academic performance. So before you travel over to the UK, make sure that you're prepared to work really, really hard and to take advantage of as many opportunities as you can.
Absolutely. Again, it goes back to developing your own personal skills and career rather than the ranking and university branding and whatever it is.
That's right.
Yeah. So a few questions from Facebook again. What is the overall GPA cumulative requirement? I think postgraduate.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Nepal?
For Nepal, yeah.
Okay, let's see if I have that information.
We don't have many questions left now, as well as the time. Oh, we're running out of time as well.
Okay, amazing. So I don't have the equivalent GPA required. But if you email me or if you email KAPS, then we can take a look at that separately. But essentially, as I said, 65% for a 2.2 and 80% for a 2.1, and it's for postgraduate programs, and it's a 65% minimum from the +2 for entry onto undergraduate programs.
Okay, hope that's been noted. And if not, we'll again contact us. We'll provide you all the information that you require about that. Okay, one question. Can you tell us about the international business in UK and after study prospects? Again, it goes all the way back to what we discussed earlier, but anyway, one sentence from you again.
I mean, in terms of work prospects, well,
Yes, I think.
you're gonna be in London, so there's lots of opportunities out there, and we, as we both said, we do a lot of work to boost our students' skills and employability. So lots of students will be able to find really good job at the end of their studies, considering that they can remain in the UK, as I mentioned, on a graduate route visa. But also many students choose to take their skills back to their home country and find, kickstart their career there. So I'm not too sure whether that answers it. It's a bit of a broad question, but if there's anything
I
that comes
know.
up that
Hmm.
sort of follows on, then I'm happy to answer that too.
Uh-huh. Okay. So again, please do contact us, text us, call us, email us. So we'll provide all the necessary information that you've missed out on today's webinar. So last questions we've got about is COVID issues. So of course, everybody is concerned about that still. So what are the measures that the university is taking to ensure the safety of the students during COVID, and any criteria that the students need to fulfill in order to attend the university physically these days?
So yeah, let me just say first of all that the UK has a really good healthcare system, and the services are going to be available to students coming into the UK. In terms of safety measures, COVID-related safety measures that we adopt on campus, the UK has now dropped the mandatory requirement to wear masks indoors and of course outdoors too. So students are still encouraged to maintain distance between one another, and but yeah, essentially it is fairly safe in the UK now. The cases have dropped massively as a result of the vaccination rollout. So it's not as big of a threat as it used to be, 1 or 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Yes, we can assure you that it's getting far more better, and let's stay positive that everything's going to be back to normal pretty fast, very, very soon. Okay, that was all about the questions, I guess. If you've got any more questions, please feel free to text us, email us, or call us. Meanwhile, I can see that our company director, Pradeep sir, is online. So can you, if it's possible for you to turn your video on, that would be great, like a kind of farewell to Alberto for today's webinar. Is right on time?
Hi, Pratima. I'm sorry, I won't be able to come on video because network is very poor and I'm using my mobile data and it's not clear like. Anyway, thank you very much, Alberto, Pratima, Srikriti, and all the participants for your time and all the information. Once again, thank you very much, Alberto, for your time and information.
It's my pleasure, Pradeep. It's nice to find you here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
I'm in Nepal for 2 weeks more.
I see.
So I'm visiting and attending some appointments or meetings like. So I'll be back.
Well, I hope you enjoy your stay,
soon,
and I hope to see you in London very soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Pradeep sir. And we have our Senior Business Development Manager, Srikriti, with us. Srikriti, any words?
Yeah, it was an interesting session. So thank you very much, Alberto, for devoting your valuable time, and all the participants as well. We hope now everyone is clear and we are addressed your queries. So we look forward to assist everyone in near future. We are just a call away or just a message, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever. And thanks, Alberto, again, and thanks, Pratima.
It's no worries at all. It's been my pleasure.
Yeah.
And any students that would like to make an application, please do get in touch with KAPS, and I'll be happy to take your documents and get in touch with me if there's anything that needs clarifying. And we'll look forward to receiving your applications really soon.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Srikriti. So thank you, Alberto, very much. I would say this webinar was a success because we got huge number of questions, more than expected actually. And the participants, both from the Facebook Live and Zoom, I would say this is a success for, actually you are the first person with the, from the university that we've directly done the webinar, Zoom webinar. So you turned out, you turned out pretty lucky for us actually. Thank you very much for all the information.
No worries at all.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I think that's it for today.
Amazing. If there's any follow-up questions, please do let me know. And thanks again for having me, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, and you too. It's a lovely weather today, isn't it?
It is indeed, yes. I'm going to step into the garden now and get some sunshine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much
All right.
again. Thank you,
Cheers.
Alberto.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. So all the participants, thank you so much for attending our webinar. It was a huge success because of you all. We'll soon be organizing similar other seminars. So if you missed out on any of your questions, please do let us know through the email or call or text, as Swikriti mentioned earlier. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day in London and have a lovely night in Nepal and India. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.